Now let's bring in Jonathan Fowler. He joins me live from Amman. He's the spokesperson for the United Nations Relief and Works Agency. Jonathan, great to have you here with us on TRT World. Before I ask my questions, I just want you to explain to our audience how important is this humanitarian aid for the Palestinians living in Gaza, especially given the fact that millions of Palestinians of the Gaza Strip are now facing a severe warning of flooding.
Humanitarian aid is absolutely critical. There has to be a massive scale up of aid flowing into the Gaza Strip, just as there has to be a massive scale up of services on the ground, relief services on the ground. I mean, the two things go together. The vision is apocalyptic, and you're quite right to flag the risks posed by this severe weather warning. I mean, we've already seen with the onset of winter, there's been repeat flooding in the Gaza Strip. And let's not forget, the sewer system has collapsed completely. There's pumping stations are not functioning. There's lakes of untreated sewage, mounds of garbage, and people are living amongst this, and they don't have adequate shelter. Our teams on the ground are constantly removing garbage, disposing of it, and pumping out sewage in an attempt to restore some kind of dignity for displaced people, but it's extremely difficult.
Right, and Jonathan, I remember from covering the floods in Pakistan, stagnant water can be a breeding ground for waterborne diseases. So what are you hearing about that from your team in the Gaza Strip?
Yes, this is an extremely severe concern. I mean, in any situation of flooding around the world, the likelihood of waterborne diseases expanding across a population rapidly, going like wildfire, basically, is extremely high. And this is a population where people have been undernourished, malnourished, and suffering from malnutrition for many months. So people's immune systems are weakened. They're more likely to catch infections, bacteria, these kind of things. And then, of course, the medical system is not functioning at the scale required either. So it's, all of these things to come together to basically layer on more misery for people in the Gaza Strip.
So, Jonathan, tell me, as the United Nations, what would be your message to the international community?
The aid must flow in. It must flow in at scale. It has to be unfettered flow of aid, and operations on the ground need to be unhindered, and they need to be able to continue at scale. I mean, for example, UNRWA, we have 12,000 operational staff on the ground in the Gaza Strip, by far the largest part of the United Nations operating in Gaza. The population relies on services that we provide, be that healthcare, be that sanitation. If we're not able to work properly inside and aid is not flowing in at the scale required, I mean, it just has to change. I mean, there has to be a massive flow of aid, and there has to be a massive scale up of operations within the Gaza Strip.
Jonathan Fowler, thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.